Let's take a few deep breaths. So let's take a few deep breaths. Putting our hands together, shoulders even, relaxed body, and head lowered in reverence. अखण्डमण्डलाकारम् व्याप्तं येन चराचरम् तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। अखिल जगन्मातो मां तमसा तापेन च आकुलानस्मान् अनुगृह्णात् अनुकम्पा सुधार्द्रया हसितचन्द्रिकया कुण्डलिकुमारि कुटिले चण्डि चराचर सवित्री चामुण्डे गुणिनि गुहारिणि गुह्ये गुरुमूर्ते त्वां नमामि कामाक्षी गुरुमूर्ते त्वां नमामि कामाक्षी। नारायणी नमोस्तुते। सच्चित आनंद स्वरूप गुरुदेव की जय। All glories to my master, who is verily the Divine Mother herself. So continuing on with Tripura Rahasya. Last satsang we saw how Hemalekha, who is verily the form of the Divine Mother herself, is guiding her husband towards knowledge, towards the highest goal of human life. And we see how the husband is not just discounting her words and is actually paying attention to the things that she is saying and is contemplating upon those things. So last time we saw how Hemalekha revealed the esoteric meaning of the story that she had narrated to her husband, Hemchur. After listening to the story, she concluded at the end of the story that, "Oh, my beloved husband, know this for a fact. Once the intellect, once I reach the refuge of my mother, that alone can give me eternal joy, eternal happiness, eternal bliss. The refuge of my mother alone is the abode of permanent bliss, eternal bliss. So, oh beloved husband, work towards seeking her refuge." This is where she ended her discourse last time. The husband she mentions that he has the seed, he has the potential for self-realization because he's listening to her. He's not just discounting her words. Because she says, "I'm your well-wisher. If I'm telling you something, Have some faith in my words. Don't just discount my words. So when she says that seeking mother's refuge is the only way, mother's refuge is the only way to eternal happiness. He doesn't just say, okay, my wife, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to seek her refuge. He's questioning. He says, tell me, how does one reach the refuge of the Divine Mother? Explain to me, how do I get there? He just didn't take it and say, okay, I'll seek the refuge. He wants to know. That's the main difference between a sadhak and someone who's, all right, seek the refuge, all right, I'll seek the refuge. Oh, mother, I seek your refuge. But he's like, no, tell me. Tell me, how do I seek her refuge? I want to seek her refuge. So this desire, this burning desire, the thirst, like we were talking about on the group, we need to have this thirst that, yes, I want to attain it. I want that. I don't want to just, if I don't understand, if someone is telling me, seek her refuge, I want to know how to seek her refuge. I don't want to just take those words and like, all right, I seek the refuge. What does that mean? So he says, no, O Hemlekha, O wise one, you explain to me, how do I seek her refuge? How do I get to the Divine Mother? So then she starts explaining to him that, beloved husband, know one thing is most important, which is faith, Shraddha. She says, without faith, you cannot reach her. And then she says, what is faith? Faith only means that you have a conviction that mother is real, mother exists, and I want her. That's faith, nothing else. Because people are involved in dry intellectual jargon and they are just involved in dry reasoning, they never get to her. It's like, one person travels to a city and comes back and he says, you must go to the city, it's beautiful. And this person says, how can you prove to me that you went to this city? Well, I can't prove it, but I went there. How can you prove to me that you actually went to this city and not somewhere else? I can't prove that, it's really beautiful. No, but I really want to know, I want proof. So this person will never get to see the beauty of that city because he thinks he's extra smart and he can reason out of this other person who's just a well-wisher trying to say, hey, I've been to a city, it's extremely beautiful, you should go too. How can you prove to me that you went to that city? How can you prove that, all this is just dry reasoning? Oh, beloved husband, such dry reasoning will lead you nowhere. I'll tell you an example. Rishi Kaushik, he was a self-realized master. He had many disciples. He was situated in his true self. He was Sthita Prajna. His awareness had left the confines of that which he is not and was firmly situated in that which he is. Such a great master had many disciples. Once the master left the ashram for a few days, and these disciples started getting into intellectual jargon and intellectual discussions. The discussions went to a point because the discussions were happening from no experiential knowledge. It was just mind talking to another mind. And such a discussion completely destroyed their tapas. And eventually all of them all of their awareness fell down and they went to, like they say, Durgati or Patan. They all went to lower realms, which means mind using the mind too much will eventually eat away all the tapas. So that's what happened. So even though they were under the guidance of a realized master, because they just kept using their mind and dry intellect to get to the truth, they lost all their tapas. So, oh my beloved husband, know that Shraddha, know that faith is of utmost importance. Without faith, if you use your pure reason, you will end up in losing all the goodness you have in you, which could propel you towards the Divine Mother. So first thing you need to cultivate is faith. Then comes the question, someone who hasn't seen the Divine Mother, who hasn't talked to the Divine Mother, how can such a person have faith in the Divine Mother that she exists? That's where Shastra Vakya comes into picture. What have the Shastra, what have the Vedas said? Go by the Shastra Vakya. But in this day and age, we don't have the time to sit and do all the Shastras. And back then also, they knew that they're not going to have time to read all the Vedas. So then it said, Guru Vakya is Shastra Vakya. Whatever a self-realized master, a Sadguru says, that is the Shastra. So if the Guru says, Mother is real, Mother does exist, have faith in the Guru's words. If the Guru says, do this, do not question, have faith in his words, that is your Shastra. Holding on to that Shastra, continue. Many people do japas, many people do meditation, many people do yagyas, but not all of them are realizing the self, realizing the Atma within. Not all of them are able to be in self-surrender. What is the reason? The reason is there is lack of faith. They are doing the japas, they're doing the meditations, they're doing the yagyas, they're doing the rituals, but somewhere there is lack of faith that Mother is real, that Mother exists. Forget the Mother. The reason anyone is doing the japa or meditation is because there is something higher. There is an Atma. I have to achieve that. I have to get to that state. If that conviction is not there, mere japas, mere meditation, mere rituals have no meaning. They might give you here and there some fruits, but the highest cannot be given by anything, because if there is a triangle, the tip of the triangle is faith. A firm conviction that Atma is real. The soul is real. I have to get to my truth. I have to know who I am. That conviction that Mother is real, Mother does exist, I have to reach the Divine Mother. Without that conviction, when you start using your reasoning, it's a dry reasoning. When you do sadhanas, it is a dry sadhana because it lacks the conviction. Conviction, or as I say, rock solid faith, gives us bhakti. It's a natural byproduct. Bhakti gives us faith, faith gives us bhakti. And with bhakti, reasoning and sadhana, the triangle is complete. Without faith, there is no triangle. It's just a straight line. It's endless. You can go this way, doing mindless, doing absolutely dry reasoning forever and ever and ever. There's no end. On the other end is sadhana. You can keep doing meditations, japas, but without faith that yes, there is a soul. That is my true swarup. That is my true being. Without that conviction, even that can be done endlessly. So these two efforts of reasoning and of sadhana are brought together by faith. Hence, faith is of utmost importance, my beloved husband. And I'm telling you this because now you're going to go and contemplate on yourself. But to be able to contemplate on yourself, you need to have conviction that yes, Atma is real. Hence, I'm expounding all this to you. Without faith, no matter what kind of contemplation you do, you are just revolving in your mind. Without faith, no matter what sadhana you do, it's just a bunch of dry actions. Let you be situated in faith, oh dear husband, let you be situated in firm faith that Atma is real. Because for rishis, it's a darshan. For us, it's a meditation. The seer of the self, the knower of the self, proclaims that self is all. Self is all. You have to first have faith in the words of the seers, in the words of the self-realized masters. The self is the Divine Mother. The same self is called the Atman. The same self is the soul. The same self is Lord Shiva. The same self is Lord Vishnu. The same self is all forms of God. The pure, formless aspect that is within you as the I, as the feeling of I alone is the truth. Now, my dear husband, let me tell you, because you're going to go and contemplate on the self. Let me first give you an example. Let's say you're looking for a piece of gold jewelry that you had bought long time ago, and you just don't remember where you kept it. If you sit down and you try to remember, will you first try not to think of other things? Or will you try to think of the gold? You will try to think of the gold. Where did I keep that gold? Where did I keep that gold? Where did I keep that gold? You won't say, okay, let me not think about the TV. Let me not think about the sofa. Let me not think about the dining table. Let me not think of my office work. You won't say that. You will first say, let me think about the gold, because gold is what I'm after. I'm after that piece of gold jewelry that I lost. So before you go for your own contemplative sadhana, let me first explain to you what are the characteristics of the gold, how to look for gold, and how to know, oh, this is not the thing I'm looking for, this is not the thing I'm looking for. How to use your reason. Let me explain all that to you. So Hemlekha starts explaining what we learned in the Mind and Divine series, that first understand the qualities of the self. There are only two qualities of the self, Sat and Chit. Sat is that which is always present, permanent, eternal. Sat, it is always existent. Chit is consciousness, or it is self-luminous. So when you sit down and contemplate, first look at everything around you. Look at yourself, look at every aspect that you think that is you, and see if that aspect of you has Sat and has Chit. Sat is, it is ever present, unchanging, is Sat, and Chit is, it is self-luminous. And then she starts expounding, saying, for example, if you take a pot, an earthen pot filled with water, and the reflection of the sun is creating a sun inside the water, will you say there are two suns? What will you consider the reality? Let's take up the earthen pot. If you break it, there is no water, there is no sun. So that cannot be real, because it exists until it's intact. And as soon as you break it, it doesn't exist. It doesn't exist as the pot. The water, it exists and it can hold the sun. But as soon as you break the pot, the water cannot hold the sun. But the water is getting the heat and it is lit up because of the outside sun. Similarly, oh my dear husband, all of us are like those earthen pots. There is a reflection of Paramatma in us. That reflection of Paramatma in us, bound by the body, is called Jivatma. Without the confines of the body, it is Paramatma. But does one really need to break the pot to understand that the reflection in the water inside the pot is the same as the sun outside? Do we really need to break the pot to understand? No, it is just a knowing, but the knowing is experiential. So when you are contemplating, contemplate on these two aspects of the reality, Sat and Chit. And the day you experience the Sat and Chit, you will get to Anand. Anand is bliss, which is what in the Vedantic language we call existence, consciousness, bliss. Sat, Chit, Anand. That's why a guru is called Satchidananda Swarup, because he has attained his true self. Leaving the confines of the false self, he has now completely established his awareness in the true self. Having established his awareness in the true self, he is now only Sat, Chit, and Anand. So she says, for example, if you look at any object around you, let's take up this table. Is it Sat? If you say this is real, is it Sat? Before the table, it was just pieces of wood. If it is a wooden table, it was just pieces of wood. Before the pieces of wood, it was actual tree. Before the tree, it was a seed. So you see, the table is not Sat because it keeps changing. The two aspects of the reality are Sat and Chit. Okay, so we have established it's not real because it keeps changing its form. After this, let's say the table completely broke, then it's going to become dust and it's going to change its form. So it is not Sat. Let's see, is it Chit? Chit it is self-luminous. If you close your eyes, or let's say if a blind person is standing next to this chair, will the chair be known by the blind person just without touching? No, because it is not self-luminous. It needs the light coming from the eyes of the person to fall on it for me to register that's a table. So it is not Sat, it is not Chit, hence that's not real. Look at the world around you, oh dear husband. If you are sitting in a beautiful palace, look at the palace, look at the nature of the palace. To you, it seems real. But is it real? Before the palace was built, it was just plain ground. Then they accumulated a bunch of things together and put it. So if an earthquake comes and your entire palace comes down, the palace will no longer exist. So it's not Sat. Is it Chit? Without you opening your eyes and looking at the palace, the existence of the palace is not there. It is not self-luminous. So that's not real. Similarly, if you see people around you, they have been changing too. Sometime someone was your friend and then they got busy and they had their own life. They're not interested in you anymore. So that cannot be real either. Will your friend exist for you if you don't exist? No, because it's not Chit. The existence of the friend depends on your existence. If you exist, your friend exists. So your friend is also not real. In the transactional world, all this is real. But we are talking about the higher truths. Looking at a mirror, a child will look at the mirror and see all the objects that are being shown in the mirror. The child will fail to see the surface of the mirror itself, the mirror itself. Similarly, O king, the mirror is the reason why all the objects are being shown. If the mirror is not there, none of the objects will be seen. So using these two qualities of Sat and Chit, look at everything. First, start with the outside world. Contemplate on everything that's around you. Is it Sat? is it Chit. Sat means it is always the same. And Chit means even when I'm not looking at it, it's present. It doesn't need outside light to be able to be seen or to be able to be perceived. So first start with the outside world. Look at the outside world astutely. Go to each and everything. This is how you contemplate. Once you are satisfied that the outside world is ever changing, first point. Second, if I close my eyes, the outside world really doesn't exist for me. It may exist for others, it may exist for my mind, but I'm not looking at it. So the existence of the outside world depends on my existence, depends on some light that needs to fall on it. So the outside world can be true. Then start moving inwards. Look at your own body. When you were a baby, your body was small. To now, you're a young man. Your body is growing. And look at your father. He's already an old man. So eventually, your body will also undergo changes. And if you and your body needs an outside intelligence to know the body is there. The body cannot know itself. The hand cannot know itself. There is a knower in you that looks at the body and says, hey, that's my body. That's my hand. That's my leg. So the body is also not Sat and Chit because it continues to keep changing. Go further. Look at your prana, pranavayu, right? As you are growing up, your pranas are in exuberant, your energies are in exuberant state. As you age, you just want to lay down. Someone is on their last leg of their life, they just want to lay down. Everything about them is coming to a stop. So the pranas are also not the same. Look at and to know the prana, because as a kid, you know you're full of energy. There is a knower of the energy. As you age, you know, oh, today I'm feeling very low. Today I don't feel like I have a lot of strength. Who knows that you don't have a lot of strength? The energy knows itself. Your pranas know itself. There is a knower of the pranas. Similarly, keep going further in, O king. Keep going in. Look at your mind. I think someone's at the door. All right, I'm going to pause this for a second. Sorry, it was mute. Okay, so then I'm going to repeat that. So she was saying, as you move inwards from the outside world, you come to the body, you come to your pranas, then you come to your mind and look at the thoughts you've had since childhood till now. In childhood, you might have had a certain kind of thoughts. Maybe the thoughts were overpowered with the thoughts of playing. Then the thoughts kept changing and changing, and now you have different thoughts, which means the thoughts are also not the same. They also keep changing. The thoughts also keep changing, and the thoughts cannot know themselves, right? There is a knower of the thoughts. Only when the knower of the thoughts exists, the thoughts have a meaning. If there is no knower of the thoughts, there are no thoughts. Thoughts cannot know themselves. So thoughts are also not Sat and not Chit. Thoughts are also not permanent nor self-luminous. Swayam Prakashit. So the thoughts are also not Sat and Chit. Then she says, move on to belief structures that you have. You might have believed when you were young about anything. Let's say you believed that, one should stay away from horses. You were young, and that's what you thought. Big horses can cause some injury, so we should not go close. Now you're a prince. Now you ride horses. So the same belief structures also keep changing, which means the belief structures that you think, they are also not true. They also keep changing. And there is a knower of the belief structure. That's why the belief structures exist. If there is no knower, the belief structure cannot know itself. So that's not Chit. So, O Prince, use your reasoning with faith first. Use Sattark, which is know what is real and what is unreal. Nitya, Anitya, Vastu, Vivek. Discriminate. Use your reasoning to discriminate what Atma is not. Because when you keep peeling the layers of the onion, eventually you will reach to a place of complete freedom. Then you will understand these belief structures that I had, they are not real because they are not Sat, they are not Chit. Your emotions, go to each aspect of you that you think it's you. Go to your emotions. Maybe when you were young, you wanted to marry someone. Now you are this age, you married someone else. But back then you had those emotions. Today you have different emotions. Tomorrow you have different. So the emotions are also rising and falling. They are also not Sat. To a person in coma, there is no emotions because there is no knower. There is no emotions, there is no knower. There is knower, there is no emotions. So the emotions are also not Swayam Prakashit, which means the emotions cannot know themselves. Anger cannot know anger. Sadness cannot know sadness. There has to be a knower of the sadness, which means emotions are also not real. Emotions are also not Atma. So, O Prince, who are you? Are you a king? Before you were a king, you were a child. Were you a king then? Were you a prince then? Before this lifetime, you were someone else. Right now, you are a prince. Tomorrow, you will become a king. After that, you will have your own kids. They will become kings. So this upadhi that you think you are, that I am the king, also keeps changing. This lifetime, you are a man. You think I'm a man. In the next lifetime, you'll be a woman. So are you a man or a woman? Who are you? Who knows that you are a man, or who knows that you are a woman? If you think you are this kingdom, the wealth, the people, they also keep changing. Nothing around you is permanent. And it only exists because there is a knower. of the kingdom, of the people, of everything. So, O Prince, start peeling these layers that you think you are. Question every label. When you go to contemplate, question every label. Who am I? Am I a king? But that also keeps changing. Can a label know itself? It cannot. So I am not the king. I am a man. But previous some lifetimes I might have been an animal. So that also keeps changing. The label that I am a man cannot know itself. I am a king. I might have been a pauper in some lifetime. That also keeps changing. No label, no upadhi can know itself. There is a knower that knows of the upadhi, that knows of the label. There is an outside knower. O Prince, that knower is you. Because that knower, when from the time you remember your childhood, the knower is the feeling that I exist. I am. I. That knowing, no one else needs to come and tell you, oh Prince, that you are. You'll be like, yes, I am. So the I am is the only truth. Because I am a child, I am a king, I am a rich man, I am a husband, I am a man, I am a prince. All these, I am, the knower is aware of. The knower itself doesn't need anyone from outside to come and give it a certificate saying you are. It is self-knowing. It is self-existence. It is self-luminous. That is the quality. Those are the two qualities of your true self. Now you know the qualities of your true self. With this knowledge, question everything that you think you are. The knower, the I am, that feeling within you, the I am, that knower knows of the body. The knower knows of the thoughts. The knower knows of the emotions. The knower within knows the world. So the world exists because the knower of the world exists. That knower is the feeling of I. But oh Prince, it's not that easy. It's not that easy because it is tightly wound by these labels, this conditioning, this belief structure. You think of a thought and you think, I am that thought. You experience, the knower experiences an emotion and the knower thinks the knower is experiencing the emotion. The knower is looking at the emotion as a silent witness. It's like when we watch movies. No one's attention is at the projector. Everyone is focused on the scene. Drishya is the scene. Drishta. Drik Drishya Vivek. That's what we were talking about. Drishya is the movie that's playing. Drik is the movie projector. The one whose attention is on the projector itself will know that the movie is unreal. So when you start looking for the self, O king, it needs to first start with what should I not look for? If I say go meditate on the self, if you don't even know the qualities of the self, what will you meditate upon? You will sit and meditate on your own body that I'm sitting, thinking I am this body and I'm sitting. Know that the body is not self-luminous. It's not the same. It keeps changing from young to old age and then mrityu. But there is a knower that remains the same throughout the life. That knower doesn't need any outside help to say, you exist. So you have to get to that knower. But, O king, O prince, it's very difficult. Because for lifetimes to lifetimes, the knower is completely intermingled, stuck upon by labels, beliefs, thoughts, body consciousness that I am the body, the ignorance that I am all of this, that I and mine, this is me, the body is me, the beliefs are mine, this world is mine. This is ignorance. To not know what is Sat and what is Chit. To not know the true self is ignorance. But king, let me tell you, this is very difficult. But it only becomes easy and doable when you seek the refuge of the Divine Mother, of the self, because the self is self-luminous. It can only be known by the self. These words look like a puzzle. The self can only be known by the grace of the self. But that is the ultimate truth, O Prince. The self, which I lovingly call the Divine Mother, can only be known by the grace of the Divine Mother. The self can only be experienced by the grace of the self. So seek the refuge of the Divine Mother. Do your sadhana, do your purusharth. And that sadhana, let it be given to you by your master, the self-realized master who is Trikaldarshi, who can see your past lifetimes, your future and your present. Looking at the whole picture, he gives you a sadhana to do. Do it with all your might. That is the only purusharth needed. Do your purusharth with firm faith that yes, self is real. The grace of the self alone will reveal the self to me, because self cannot be revealed by any outsider, because it is Sat and Chit. It is self-luminous. So seek the refuge of the Divine Mother. For example, when you go to see a magician, the magician is creating a scene over there. As if a storm has come, snakes are coming on you, people are getting scared. But there are one or two people who are watching the magic show for the second time. They're not getting scared. They're just looking, oh, look, they're getting scared. And they're laughing, like those minions we posted. They're just laughing because I don't know why they're getting scared. It's just a magic show. But a magician, just a normal human being, can create a scene. People are suffering. And people have paid money to buy tickets and sit in that magic show. And they're suffering. So Hemalekha says, imagine Mahamaya. Mother is Mahamaya. All this is her Maya Jal. And we are sitting here suffering. Know thyself, O Prince. This is a Maya Jal. Know thyself. By the grace of the self. It's like, those merry-go-rounds we get into, the giant wheels. People get on it. Let's say I get on it and I'm on top of that and I'm screaming at the top of my lungs, oh my God, save me, save me, save me. The one who has the control of the wheel will see me screaming and will say, okay, I better get this person out. The other people are enjoying the ride. Some are suffering, but they're like, maybe there's no way out. Let me just wait until this ends. Let me just suffer. Some people are enjoying the ride. Some people are silently suffering. Some is like, enough of this suffering, I'm screaming. Those that are screaming are prompting the guy who's operating it. So, oh, when this thing comes, let me get this person down. They're just killing the whole show. They're done with the show. So that person who has the control of the wheel will wait. Just because I'm at the top of that and I'm screaming, If he stops there and I have to jump from there, imagine my plight. So he says, all right, let me bring this down and slowly get her off. So the one who has control of this wheel, the sansar, alone can get us out. Because Sat and Chit are the qualities of the self. No outside person, no one from outside can come and give us ourself. We already have it. But it is only the grace of the self that we are able to experience the self. So, O Prince, without further delay, go seek the refuge of the Divine Mother with a firm faith. Mother is real. She exists. Or with the firm faith, the self in me is the only thing that's real. I have to attain to myself. Firm conviction. If you have to absolutely use your reasoning, use it for discrimination. This is not real, this is real. Nitya, anitya, vastu, vivek. If you have to use your reasoning to see what you are not, so you may see what you are. The self, like a silent witness, watches all your plight, watches all your efforts. It is only when, like the giant wheel I was talking about, it's when you are screaming at the top of your lungs saying, enough, 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 I want to come down. That's when that mumukshutva, that burning desire to know the self, that is also witnessed by the self. And only when the self sees this tapan, this fire within you that enough is enough, I want the truth, only then the grace of the self starts flowing. And whatever is anitya, asat, starts falling off. And only then the silent witness that is within starts to reveal itself. So as I was saying yesterday, half the sadhana is to be able to experience the self. And the other half is to situate yourself in the self. So, O Prince, go do sadhana with a firm conviction that yes, self is real, mother does exist, she's real. So many of us go to the ashram. We look at the vigraha. We do a lot of namaskar also with bhakti. Om. Shri Hari, Shri Hari. Do we really have the conviction that that is actually Shri Hari standing there? Oh no, it's a black vigraha. Oh no, this is Shri Hari. The conviction is lacking. If we had the conviction, we would see there only Shri Hari. So the conviction that yes, self is real. Because there is nothing hidden from that silent witness within. We might say, oh, Shri Hari, but the silent witness within, Bhavagnya, she sees everything. She sees all the bhavas within us. It's better to say, my Guru says this is Bhagwan. I bow down, but I don't experience this as Bhagwan. It's better to say that because the silent witness within watches, knows everything. Hence, Swami says, if you are not truthful, how can you attain the truth? Because the silent witness within, the knower, the Atma, the soul within, knows it all. Outsidely, we might speak flowery words, but nothing is hidden from the silent witness within. She sees it all. So, giving this sermon, Hemlekha, the great wise Jnani says to Hemchud, now you have the means. You have Shraddha. You have reasoning. Use it to first step, seek her refuge. Bhakti. Bhakti is nishkam. Like Lord Krishna says, 4 types of bhaktas come to me, 4 types of devotees. One, arti, one who are suffering, who have some kind of pain in their life, some kind of suffering in their life, they come to me. The other types are those who want my Aishwarya, those who want things from the world, material things, they come to me. Third are Jigyasus. They're just curious. Who is this God? What is this God? Let me see. And the fourth are Nishkam, Jnanis. They have no desires, they only want me. So, what you want, the self within knows. So, the self sees how thirsty you are to know. That's when the grace of the self descends. Because the self can only be known by the self, by the light of the self. So, with what approach we approach, with which attitude we approach the Divine Mother? Outwardly, we may seem very great devotees. But really, our actions, what are they showing? Mother knows it all. That's why Swami says, purify, purify, purify yourself. Once you're purified, the grace of the self will not take a second. Truthfulness, absolute truthfulness, because who are we lying to? The knower that lights up our thoughts knows it all. The thoughts cannot know themselves. The beliefs cannot know themselves. There is a knower within us that knows everything. Closer than closest. Closer than closest. Let us close our eyes. Let us think of a beautiful white cloud. Who knows of the cloud? We are so lost in the cloud. We cannot know the knower of the cloud. To situate ourselves as the knower. You know, Shams of Tabriz and Rumi. Shams was the guru of Rumi. He was asked, Shams was asked by someone, we don't understand you wandering dervishes. You walk around, you leave your house, you walk around, you travel the whole world to search for God. And then at the end of the day, you say, oh yeah, I found him. He was with me all along. He was me all along. What is all this? Doesn't it sound stupid to you? First you go search all over the world. Then you say, hey, wait. He is in me as me. Sounds so stupid. So Shams, the guru of Rumi, laughed. He said, you're so right. But you know what? Only those who seek find. Those who have a belief structure, yes, God is in me, God is everywhere, be happy in the belief structure. But those who say, no, I don't experience, give me that experience. Those who are desperate alone, the grace of the self will illuminate the self. So with what attitude we approach, we have to look at it truthfully and know that the silent witness within watches everything. Because we have these questions, is mother listening? I used to have these questions. Is mother listening to me? Does mother know that I love her so much? Mother knows all. Back then I didn't know. But all I did was seek her refuge. Then we say, oh, we don't have sadhana. Once we get sadhana, I'll seek her refuge. Swami has already said on his blog, on the Sri Vidya blog post, he says, Lalita Sahasranam is enough. That one statement was enough for me. I said, when Sat Chit Ananda Swarup himself is saying, Lalita Sahasranam is enough. Why do I need to go here and there? Let me just dive in Lalita Sahasranam. That's all I did. I first learned the chanting. I didn't even know the chanting. I learned the chanting. Then I learned the meaning. Then I meditated on each name. Then I, all day, all night, only Lalita Sahasranam. So Guru Vakya is Shastra Vakya. If the Guru is proclaiming, Mother is real, Mother exists. If the Guru is saying Lalita Sahasranam is enough, why are we not? Why are we looking here and there? Lack of faith. And I had that too. Many times the self-doubt. Am I doing this right? Is this the right way? So she concludes saying, O Prince, faith, reasoning to discriminate between real and unreal, and your own sadhana. These three, your own actions, your own purusharth, shraddha, and sattark. These are the three things which will lead you to the refuge of the Divine Mother, that is the self of you and the self of me and the self of all. That alone will take you there. So, O King, seek her refuge. She alone can give you what you're looking for. So with this, we'll call it done. And then we'll do questions. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shantihi Shantihi Shantihi. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Any questions?
I do. Hi. Can you hear me?
Yes, Komal, I can hear you.
I have a question. The question is, so there is the I within, and then you talked about Srihari being the seer, or maybe I missed a bit. How do you make the link between the I within? So we all know the I, but is it just faith that makes you believe that the I within is God? Okay, good.
So the question is, there is the I within, and then there is a idol of God outside. How do you make a link between the two? See, the thing is, the I is so close, it's like a mirror to your face. You can't see a thing. So, but then the I within, the knower within, knows of your thirst for the truth. So the I within manifests outside as the idol or as the guru. The job of the idol outside or the guru outside is to point you within. The guru is just a pointer. The outside vigraha is a pointer towards inside. It doesn't mean you start doing bhakti of the outside vigraha and instantly you will be inside. No, it takes a little time for the outside upasana to become saswarup. The guru outside is a manifestation of your own self. The self within you is the same as the guru outside, because the guru is not the false self. Guru has become the self, is nothing but the self. And the self of you is the self of me and the self of him. So when you see the guru and the guru says something, it is your own Atma speaking. Hence the uncontrollable attraction towards the guru, because it's your own self. The outside vigraha also, the goal of outside worship is to be led inside. So outside worship will eventually lead you to the inside. Hence, Ramakrishna Paramahansa would be worshipping Kali outside, offering her flowers, and in that state, he would start offering it to himself. Because he is experiencing her as him. When I say him, not the body him, as the knower. The knower is wrapped up in this body, but it is beyond the body, like the water in the clay pot or the air in the clay pot is the same as air outside. One need not break the clay pot to realize. So being in the physical body, Ramakrishna Paramahansa, the knower, the self, had already blessed him with the knowing that that self is the Divine Mother. So although he's offering the flowers outside, the knower has illuminated himself, or the mother herself has revealed herself within. So he starts offering it on her. To an outsider who is still in his false self will see, why is he offering flowers to him, his own body? Because to the person who's looking, he says, I'm the body, so this person is also body. But the self can only be known by the grace of the self being the Divine Mother. So although his worship is outwardly, the grace of the Divine Mother is such that she is making him experience his self. Just sounds like a bunch of mumbo jumbo words, but I hope you get the point.
Thank you. I got it.
Hello.
Yes, Kirti.
Yeah, I had a question here about the self. Is there a difference between witness and experiencing? If the self is the witness, then who's experiencing? And when we say experiencing, then there has to be, shouldn't there be what is being experienced? So, then labels come after that, isn't it? I mean, what are you experiencing then? So I just wanted to understand if I say the self is the witness, then is it experiencing something? I mean, is it the same, witness and experiencing? I mean, I'm not able to get like who's the one who's experiencing.
Okay,
So,
I'll answer your question. First, let me tell you first point.
yeah.
I was in your shoes. Intellectual jargon, I'm telling you, these words, experiencer, experiencing. Oh my God, I think I got a bunch of gray hair from this discussion in my mind. But that's fine. That's part of the process. That's part of the discovery, because the self within is sitting and smiling. Oh, dhund lo. But the thing is, and then finally I realized, leave all this jargon aside. Mother, you give me. I want it, you give it to me. I want it, you give it to me. And then, remember I told you about the giant wheel? If I'm on the top, the person who is operating the giant wheel will not say, oh, you want to come down? Let me stop, you jump from there. No. The operator of the giant wheel will say, okay, I know you want to come down. I know you want to come down. Be patient, be patient, be patient. And then when the time comes that you can get down safely, that person will let you down. Chalo, aa jao, nikal jao. So this sansar wheel also is like that. And this, what you're experiencing, right? The questions, who is the experiencer. It's called adhyatmik tap, adhyatmik, not tap, adi daivik, adi bhautik, adhyatmik. Or tap, it is called tap, yes. Adhyatmik tap, adi bhautik tap, and adi daivik tap. Which means I want to know who's the experiencer, who's this. This is, it's creating a certain amount of restlessness in you, right? That's called adhyatmik tap. Okay, that's that. So if you trust the Divine Mother, that's what Ramakrishna Paramahansa did. He said, all these people are telling me that there is dualities, that you are beyond that. I don't know anything, Mother. I know you are real. I'm your child. You give me whatever you want at the right time. I don't want to go seek anything. That's one attitude. Complete self-surrender to the Mother, saying, Mother, I want to know, but you decide when is the right time for me to know. Because, as I said, the self is self-luminous. Only the self can reveal itself. Okay, that's the first point. Experience, experiencer, let's try to understand that. Who is experiencing? So you are saying, if this is a silent witness, who is experiencing? What else is going on? You have to understand the body has a dharma. Dharma only means the natural state. The body's natural dharma, or the nature of the body, is change, disease, growing, declining. This is the nature of the body. Okay? The body is going through that. Then comes mind. Mind's natural dharma, nature of the mind, is dualities, sukh and dukh. So mind does what it does. Okay? Then comes the Atma. Atma is Sat and Chit. So the light of the Atma is spreading into the mind, into the body. Hence, the mind is able to experience Sukh and Dukh. Hence, the mind is able to experience all the dualities. The body too is being lit by the Atma, which is why I'm talking, you're listening. If not, I would be a dead body, you would be a dead body, right? So who is experiencing? Ignorance says mind is experiencing. That there is something happening, mind is feeling happy, mind is feeling sad. That is ignorance. It's all a blip in the consciousness. It's all one light, like the light of the sun, right? When it comes through a window, it looks like multiple particles in it. Oh, look at that particle, it's big. Look at that particle, it's small. It's all one light. So maybe I can never satisfy you with the answer because I'm not that smart with these Vedantic discussions. I'm admitting that. But one thing I know for sure is Mother will give you that experience. I cannot explain in words, but Mother alone will give you that experience. If you seek her refuge, very soon you will get all of this. The more you try to use your reasoning, the farther away we'll get because I've done it. Once you say, I'm done, I'm tired of my own brain, now, Mother, I seek your refuge. Mother says, all right, that's all I was waiting for. Here it is. So maybe others can contribute. Who is the experiencer? Who is the experiencing? It's all an illusion. Truly, nothing is happening. It's just stillness, absolute stillness in this world, in this entire creation. It's nothing but stillness. That's all I experience, and I can only tell you from what I'm experiencing. Because the silent witness within, the mother within, has given me a certain level of experience. I can only speak from that. I'm not going to pick up something from a book and tell you, because to me, it is not being truthful. And from my own experience, as I said, if you seek her refuge, I bet you she will give you. Sorry, Kirti.
No, thanks, Anu. It's been a very profound discussion. Thank you so much.
Anyone else?
I mean, can I? Is someone talking?
No, you're the only one talking. Go ahead, Kumar.
I'm hearing voices. So I wanted to say about the experience. I don't have much experience. It's just that when it's an experience, you don't have any doubts that it is an experience, and the question doesn't even rise whether it's the witness or the experience, I think. And that's my take.
Do you think or do you know, Komal?
I know, but I'm pretending like I think. Yes, I
Don't
know.
do that. Be truthful.
No,
If someone's
yeah,
watching
so
you-
no. Well, I had that's the thing. I don't want to say too much because it was like maybe a fraction of a second of an experience where you just experience the self. So you just know, and obviously that never happened again. It happened once. So that's why I'm being reserved on my comment. But when you have that experience, you don't question whether it's the witness or whether it's the experience.
That's beautiful what you said. There is no word to describe that. Who is the experience? Who is the witness? The language is flawed. Know that for a fact. Language cannot describe, because that's why it is anirvachaniya. It is beyond words, and self alone can reveal that to you. So, what is the take home message? Take home message is seek the refuge of the self. Be truthful to what you're feeling, what you're experiencing. The self knows it all. From within, the self is watching it all. And if you make yourself thirstiest, if you burn for the truth will reveal itself. Any other questions? All right, we will call it done, and we will meet up on the group. I know we're going to have some good discussions, hopefully. Hey Jagan Matruke, Pahimam, Pahimam, Pahimam.